I'm Danny Reeves.
And I'm Jamilette Cajiona.
And you're watching Luxe News Live. And today we have Jonathan Scott with us.
I prefer when it's pronounced more like Jan's name. Jonathan Scott. It's very sexy.
Well, thank you, Jonathan, for being here with us today.
Well, it's my house, so I was already here. Thank you for being here with me as well. I have a feeling this could go one of two ways. It'll either be a fantastic interview, very insightful, or it'll just derail because she has so much dirt on me.
He had no choice. He had to say yes to this interview.
She's like, you coming? I came into town today actually just for you guys.
Oh, well, we're flattered.
I'm here for like 16 hours.
I know, he's lying.
Pretty quick, yeah. Anyway, nice
well, Jonathan, there is so much more to you than just what is on television. You are such a busy man. Why don't you tell all of our viewers what you are up to?
Well, right now we're filming Brother vs. Brother in San Francisco, the Bay Area, which is incredible. We are having so much fun there. Brother vs. Brother is a fierce show because Drew and I go head to head, and twins are very competitive. After that, we go to Nashville again to do Property Brothers and Buying and Selling. And there's just always a million things on the go. Most people don't realize that we produce our shows, but we also produce a lot of shows that other hosts are in. And we've written, actually, here's a little secret tidbit. Can't give too much detail. We've written our very first children's book, an illustrated book, and that'll come out later this year. It's going to be adorable, and our whole show is a co-viewing experience. So families love it, husbands, wives, kids, they all love it. We'll have 5-year-olds that come up on the street and say, "You're the property brother," and the dad's like, "Property what?" So it's nice to see that we can give families something like that.
Yeah, so you are hitting it all on demographics. You've got 5-year-olds watching your shows. Mm-hmm. We know that the older, well, I shouldn't call them older, but you have lots of women. I was just saying that you are HGTV's heartthrobs.
Well,
look at him. He's just
I'm just riding Drew's coattails, Mr. Dancing with the Stars. My goal is Drew will become super famous, and then I'll just knock him out. I'll put him away somewhere, hide him out, and then I'll take his place, and then I'll just ride his coattails into retirement. It'll be great.
I have a question. Do you guys ever thought of even doing that? Just kind of trick everyone and just be like, okay.
We did.
Would you dance for me?
Yeah, we did. Did you just ask me to dance for you? He's the Dancing with the Stars one. We did it in high school. We would prank and do whatnot, and switch out and whatnot. And if there was a test that had to be written, sometimes I would go as him and do it and whatever. So that's the advantage of having twins. We can manipulate the system.
How can people tell you apart? Are you identical twins?
We are, yeah. But I have a scar right here, so it's the easiest way.
Oh.
I mean, the people who know us can tell us apart. It's usually people who are new, like, oh my gosh, twins. But when you get to know us, we're very, very
He's
different.
A quiet one, I would say.
Yes. I'm always scheming, contemplating something like that.
So you've got a book, you've got Brother versus Brother,
Mm-hmm.
you've got Property Brothers.
Mm-hmm. Property Brothers at Home, Drew's Honeymoon House was the latest show that we just aired. That was Drew and his fiance's house, which is my favorite design of any place we've ever renovated. It's so beautiful.
We just were talking about your luxury suite that you created in Drew's own house for you to stay
Don't tell
there.
him in case he figures it out.
What? We saw the episode.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the thing is, we're a very close family. So Drew and I, we always laugh, because the Vegas house here, Drew and I lived together in his house for many, many years, but we're always on the road. So Drew would only ever come here maybe 3 weeks of the year, something like that. So he was never here. But we always joked around and said that, oh yeah, we have bunk beds. It's cool. Adult bunk beds. It's fine. But no, I like the fact that if I'm going to visit LA, I have somewhere to stay.
Absolutely. Now, I was watching one episode of Property Brothers, and you guys joke about how you do all the hard work, and Drew is not... I mean, this was your guys' joke. This is your joke.
Drew hates it when people say that.
No, Drew, you're amazing too. If it, you guys are a team.
Well, it's just so Brother vs. Brother is the show where Drew gets in and actually does the work with me. He does his house, I do my house, whatnot. But on Property Brothers, legitimately, this is his work. That's it. That's not quite as involved as sledgehammers and saws and you name it. So I love what I do. Demolition, it's like demo therapy. If you ever want to work out your problems, smash a wall out.
Is that why he's always happy? Could that be it?
It could be.
Lots of walls.
Or delusional from all the inhalation of drywall dust.
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna have everybody demolishing
Yes.
their walls for no apparent reason. Their wives are gonna come home.
You're welcome. Wait, their wives are going to come home. The wives are the ones who do. When I do demolition with a couple,
It's the wife.
though it's like now they've tasted the forbidden fruit and they need more. They want to demo the kitchen and they want to demo everything. It is a lot of fun, and I do get I'm very collaborative with homeowners, so I love it when they're in there, and it saves the money, but it's also good for them to be a part of it. Same with kids. I always say to people, if you're doing a renovation and you have kids in the family, let the kids be involved in maybe picking some of the paint colors for their room. You can give them a selection of stuff that's not crazy, but you would be amazed at the difference it makes when the kids can be a part of that decision-making process.
Absolutely. It's a family affair.
Exactly.
So how did you get into the dirty work, and how did Drew get into more of the design aspect?
So we were actors as kids, and we didn't want to, be struggling actors. So we thought, coming out of high school, why don't we invest in real estate and make a bunch of money, and then we could fund our own films, make our own films. And so we read every book, bought every infomercial you could imagine. At 17 years old, and then we managed to buy our very first house at 18 for only $250 out of pocket. And if you want to know how that happened, pick up our book. It Takes Two. It explains that whole story. But we actually were only $250 out of pocket. We fixed this place up. And we grew up on a ranch, so we were handy, but I hadn't gone to school for it at that time. We were attending college. I was taking business management. Drew was taking kinesiology. And then as we were fixing it up, I really enjoyed the creative aspect of it, building, making things. It's a total segue. I'm an illusionist. I used to build my own illusions and perform and whatnot.
Oh gosh.
So I've always been very hands-on. That's why I'm a hand talker. If you notice the hands are always moving, you guys are sitting here, like this, and I'm like David Copperfield in this. Anyway, so we, as we started to do it, Drew learned very quickly he did not like the dirty work, and he did not like all of that stuff, and I didn't mind it. And so I actually left the school I was going to for business management, and I went to college for construction and design, and then we licensed Drew as a real estate agent, and that's sort of how we started those two paths.
Now, he's Canadian. You guys are Canadians.
I'm actually Canadian, European, and American. What are you going to do? Who do I vote for at the Olympics? I don't know.
Well, how did you end up in Vegas?
It was when the recession hit and the economy had collapsed in Canada, and the US was a little further ahead of that in 2007, 2008. So I wasn't going to reinvest in Canada at that time, and being a magician, I had a lot of friends who were here and they really loved the city. And so I came down and visited, and I liked it, and there was a lot of opportunity on the real estate side to pick up houses that had been really beat up. And so I came down here and just started buying real estate, and then eventually started. I thought I would come down and start performing magic a lot, and I only performed a little bit because I got so busy doing real estate, and then
and you have to compete with David Copperfield.
And that's just, I'm not going to win that battle, yeah.
Now, how do you guys know each other? Because you guys are friends. You guys are longtime friends.
I think in the industry, so because I've even just been places where all of a sudden she pops up or on a red carpet somewhere and jams there, and so I think people don't realize the greater Las Vegas area, 2.5 million people, but really it's a very small place.
Yeah.
And it's the same with a lot of the other entertainers down on the strip. We'll be out and I'll bump into somebody who I haven't seen in a while. I don't get home a lot, so most people are usually surprised if they bump into me because I'm very rarely home. I'm always away on the road working.
Yeah, we've met before. I know you probably don't remember this. This was at one of the conventions here in Las Vegas, and it was so funny. He came to our booth. Everybody knew who he was, and it was just so fun to see your fans. And then later someone told me, oh no, they actually live here in Las Vegas, and it was so exciting because in Vegas we have so many amazing celebrities. A lot of our HGTV personalities are all here in Vegas. Mm-hmm. So
there must be something about Vegas. A lot of houses that need fixing or something. I don't know. It could be.
Maybe because of the recession?
Maybe there's just a lot of people who are handymen / magicians. Maybe it's a thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I always thought I could, jump in and do one of these Cirque du Soleil shows. Have they ever thought of doing a Cirque du Soleil show surrounding a contractor? Just putting it out there, Cirque, if anybody wants to do it.
Well,
I'm bendy.
You have your hands in a little bit of everything, so I would not be surprised if I see Jonathan Scott hanging from being an aerialist. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure that's your next.
The outfit list.
I will point out.
Yeah.
This is something. I think you were making fun of me for this when I did too, because when we filmed Brother versus Brother here, every episode there's a dare or a reward or something that happens. Winning brother gets something amazing. Losing brother does something terrible. And I lost this challenge. So I had to go and I had to be in Thunder from Down Under. And so
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that? Oh yeah.
No.
So it's like that's not my jam, right? These guys are like professional dancers and they know what they're doing.
They have an accent.
Yeah, and they have an accent. Oh, I put one on for it. It was fine. But I go out there. I'll show you the video. I have it on my phone. But I went out there. My parents were in the crowd and everything. It was hilarious.
No.
And so I went out and I had lost and I was rehearsing. I was nervous. And I go out and I do, it's like tearaway pants, and I've never had tearaway pants.
What was your favorite move?
I had to
Get up.
I had to whip the belt
Let's
off. You want to see the move? You want to see the move?
We want to see the
move.
move.
I can still do it today. It's not, don't worry, it's not
my
X-rated.
gosh.
Hold on. You go like this, and then you whip and smack. They said that's what it is. So, yeah. So I've used it
my
thousands
God.
of times since I filmed that. Anyway, it was hilarious because there's like I don't
much
know,
information
900
right
people in the
here.
crowd. No one knew I was coming out until they announced me, and I actually came out, and you should have seen the faces of these 900 women that were in the crowd. They're like HGTV and Thunder Worlds colliding. It was hilarious. But that's some of these things.
I'm trying to like have a mental. I'm just trying to picture this. I can't put it.
Yeah.
I can't put it together. A little disturbing,
Careful.
but interesting.
It's dangerous because it's one of those images you can't get out of your head.
Now we're going to have everybody flocking to Las Vegas, standing in the Thunder from Down Under line,
Hoping you pop out,
hoping for
yeah.
Jonathan Scott to come out and whip his belt off.
You never know. Every time we go to a different city, we do something amazing. I can't say what the rewards or challenges are going to be in San Francisco yet, but they're incredible. We've got, I can say like we've got stuff at Alcatraz. We basically take all of like the big go-to attractions or monuments or whatever it would be, and we try and figure out something that we can do that's amazing in that area. San Francisco is off the charts.
Well, yay, I'm super excited to see that as your viewers and our viewers as well. Last question, what do you see the Scott brothers doing in the future?
World domination. Yeah. Actually, I feel like right now, we should probably run for president because we could use some help. Can you do a Canadian co-presidency? Is that allowed? I don't even know.
Anything is possible now in our government.
I think the biggest thing for us is we're always there. We like to think that we have the backs of our audience and of the everyday families. So we are really developing our Scott Living program, furniture, decor. We just launched in Michael's with our custom framing program, which is amazing. So. And as we continue to build that out, we're just trying to do something that will help people, take hold of their own style and make their home beautiful and have a place that they're proud of. And I like that we're a little piece of that.
Well, this is a lovely interview. We thank you so much
Yeah,
again
thank
for
you.
joining us.
Thanks for forcing me and threatening me to come in and do this.
Just a little, not that much.
Be sure to find Jonathan Scott at Mr. Silver Scott on all social media platforms. Thanks for watching, everyone.
If only we had babies and puppies, this would be viral.
Thank you for watching Luxe News Live.